Hi and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Christine Pullman and today I'm going to be making easy truffles. What we're going to do first is I've already started to grind up a package of sandwich cookies. And these are just the chocolate with the vanilla inside sandwich cookies that everybody is very familiar with. Type cookies, you will want to scale back on some of the cream cheese. So what I'm doing is mixing in per 1 pound of cookies, an 8-ounce package of the Philadelphia cream cheese. Now if I was doing like the double stuffed type cookies, I would be probably cutting back my cream cheese to probably about a 3/4 package. But if you're making a lot of batches of it, you'll end up using it anyway. But you don't want it to be too gooey. If it's too gooey, you'll have a really hard time handling it in the way that you need to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn on the mixer. Hopefully this won't drown me out. And get that mixing really good. So what I'm going to do though with these is I'm going to mix in. I've got a cup of like toffee pieces and I'm going to mix these in. I'm going to reserve some out because you'll see that in the end I'm going to use them as part of the garnish on top of. Okay, it looks like we are just about pretty much thoroughly mixed. So this would be a real mess just to be handling it with your hands right now. So you want to put it in the refrigerator and let it firm up. Oh, and I'm sorry, this is when I would add the candy or whatever additives you want to put in there to get these nice and firmed up for you. So I just take, I say about a walnut size. That's usually about the size. So I'm going to roll those. And we'll just do a couple here so you can get a feel for how you do them. So this is a little bit firmer than what we had in the bowl a few minutes ago. These have sat in the refrigerator. So we're just going to set those aside. I'll do a couple of them. It's pretty uniform. I think I got one that's a little bigger than others, but it's okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I've got my melting chocolate here, or my chocolate that's been melting. And this is just your regular variety of the chocolate that you buy, most people buy at Christmas time to dip their pretzels or all sorts of other things in. Melt that down. You can, if you don't have one of these candy melters, you can melt them in the microwave. You do need to be careful and stop every so often and, scrape around the bowl because it will burn. Oh, what I'm going to do next is I am going to dip each of these. Get a nice little coating of chocolate on here. I need to turn down my heat here. It's a little too warm. And I just try to make sure I've got a nice little coating all the way around. And I put it on some wax paper and let it set. And then that's also when I'm going to add on some of these extra little toffee sprinklings that I've set aside so that we know what's inside. Okay, so we've got the truffles that we've already dipped. And I wanted to show you a couple of the other varieties that I've mentioned that I made for this. So here's the chocolate one that's finished, and let's break into this. It's a little hard because I've had it in the refrigerator, but see how pretty that is? Look how dark, and there's little bits of toffee in. And here is the orange cranberry. Very tasty. Now, if you were taking these to a party, you can put them on a pretty platter. One of the ideas I had, though, too, is who said that if you were having a dinner party and you wanted to have a nice dessert for people that they could kind of munch on while they're drinking coffee and visiting with each other, but you didn't want to necessarily have them eat a full-on dessert that required utensils. Look at this. What a pretty way that you could present something. You put 3 of them in a martini glass, and this is just an old vintage martini glass that I had picked up at an antique store, and present that to them. And you can have, again, all different varieties. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen, and I appreciate the opportunity.